thoughts to mindful moments. If you are returning to the show, we're so happy that you're here. And tonight we are going to work on some more techniques for winding down and creating a more mindful environment in your mind rather than an anxious one. I will say today was a bit of an anxious day for me. Not every day is like that, but today I found myself having to dig deep and use my tools to keep my mind calm and keep it from going into that chatter mode where I'm worried, have all my worries in a list, right? So it really does work. It takes some practice, and it also is a good idea to look at a variety of tools that can help you in all kinds of different situations. I wasn't at home today for a good part of the day, and when I'm at home, of course, it's more calm and I have opportunity to lie down, do a little bit of meditation, breathing. But when you're out in the world, you really need tools that will help you that you can use there. So we do a little bit of both on this program on Ed Show TV. And please, if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that subscribe button on the channel so that you can be alerted to when we either upload a show from something else or a short, or when this show is coming on. And this show, it will air a new show live and free on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday evenings at 9 p.m. Central, just like we're doing tonight. So thanks so much for joining me. And let's get started with some techniques and tools. So as I always do, I'm going to remove some of my jewelry. It's my signal that I'm starting to wind down a little bit. And while I'm doing it, I kind of do a little breathing. Oh, think about the day, let it go a little bit. I love stones and crystals, so I usually have different things on for different purposes and just take them off. That's kind of the start of my wind down. And this evening, I'm going to use a little bit of ylang ylang oil. If you have any of that at home, grab it because it is a very soothing essential oil. It will help create a positive mind, soothe your mind, help to reduce anxiety. So um, it is a bit fragrant. It's not for everybody, but I like to try different things and see what I like the most and what works for me. And sometimes also with oils. So your nose is very powerful, right? So I'm gonna breathe in that scent of the ylang ylang, rub it into my hands. Feels good. Oh, smells delightful. As I said, it's a pretty strong one, so it's not for everybody, but you can choose different essential oils to try. Many of them are calming, and I like ylang ylang because it's like a slight uplift, but also really calming at the same time. And when I read about it and that it kind of helps you to move into a more positive energy direction, I thought, oh, this is a nice one to try. So doing a little bit of aromatherapy, rubbing it into my hands, breathing in deeply and release. And yeah, I can already feel the calm starting to enter. Um, I'm also drinking some balanced tea, and we talked about this on one of the other episodes. One of the reasons I grabbed it tonight, because as I said, I was a little bit anxious today. It was just one of those days. Um, and so it's called Women's Balanced Tea from birthsongbotanicals.com. You can use our code LOVE to get 10% off, but Women's Balanced Tea, but it's not just for women. Okay, so I'm going to read what's in it, and you'll understand, I think, if you know anything about herbs. So red raspberry leaf is one of the things that is in it, and it really helps with reducing inflammation. So it's a good component of this particular tea. It is for balance, and inflammation can cause brain fog, pain, all kinds of things. So it's nice that it has red raspberry leaf. But one of the reasons that I wanted to drink it tonight was for the lemon balm. So, lemon balm is a very soothing, calming herb. And I'm going to read to you something about it here from mountsinai.org. It's a hospital, Mount Sinai. So, lemon balm, medicinal uses and indications. Several studies show that lemon balm combined with other calming herbs such as valerian, hops, and chamomile, which there is also chamomile, I believe, in this tea, maybe not. Um, anyway, helps reduce anxiety and promote sleep. I have used lemon balm for a variety of uses. You can take it as a tincture, you can take it in tea, and it also smells delightful. Um, it definitely is a calming herb. I was using it sometimes for headaches. It can help just relax your muscles. So, lemon balm is a great herb to try for relaxation. And it is in this tea, which is a very nourishing tea and very good. So, it has kind of a mild flavor. If you don't have balanced tea, maybe in your pantry you have some chamomile tea or even lemon balm tea, but you can definitely purchase it. Just make sure it's organic and from a reputable source. That's why I love birdsongbotanicals.com. I know that it's a reputable source. All right. So I hope that if you've watched the other episodes, you've had some time to practice some of the different tools that I've presented. And I would like to start with a little bit of breathing tonight, and then we're going to do a focus meditation to clear your mind. Because one of the reasons that people have difficulty sleeping is because there's a lot of mental chatter, you can't relax, and it's very hard to fall asleep when your mind is racing in 5 different directions about what you have to do the next day, about something your child needs for school, about money, relationships, whatever it happens to be. If your mind is full, it's gonna be really difficult to fall asleep. So we're gonna do that, and if you have a candle available, please, grab it now. I'll keep talking for a few moments while you grab a candle and something to light it with. If you don't, you can still do this meditation, and at least learn about it so that you can try it later as well. So if you have a candle nearby, just grab it and a lighter or some matches so that you'll be able to use the candle for the focus meditation that we're gonna do after the breathing. All right. So been trying to promote diaphragmatic breathing. One of the issues that many people have is that they hold their breath, right? Particularly when you're doing something. I know even though with everything that I've learned, I still at times find myself holding my breath when I'm doing something. So, becoming aware of breath in a mindful way can be so helpful and allow you to relax because the breathing, when you get it actually down into your diaphragm, into your belly, and then release it, your whole body benefits. You know, your muscles, your bones, everything, your vessels, it doesn't work well if they're not getting oxygen, right? So, and most of us either hold our breath frequently or are shallow breathing up in the chest, right? You can see me moving up here with breathing. But instead, what we're trying to learn is to breathe into your diaphragm. So we're going to do just some breaths like we did the other night, because this is such an important practice to learn to breathe properly, and it will help you with relaxation. I know in those moments when I find myself holding my breath, I stop and do some diaphragmatic breathing, get the air flowing. And, we're not perfect beings, right? So even though we know things, we don't always do them. Once you do that, then your body has oxygen reaching out to your vessels, your muscles, your limbs. And it really does help to relax the mind as well. So if you put your hands on your belly, because I want you to really breathe deep, and we're going to count as we breathe. Um, I don't count anymore because I've been practicing this for a long time, but when you first start, it's good to have an anchor with the counting, but you're definitely focusing on the breath. All right, so we're gonna breathe in for 4, gonna hold the breath for 4, and your hands will be here, you'll feel your belly pushing out, and then we'll release it for 6, and then we'll do it again. All right? Well, I hope you've got your candle for the next part. If you don't, no worries. I'm gonna show you talk about a different way you can do it. But, if you do have it, just put it aside for the moment while we practice a little bit of breathing. So put your hands on your belly. If you want to, you can close your eyes so you're really focused on the breath. You don't have to, though, whatever is comfortable for you, no judgment. We're going to take a breath in for 4. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, breathe in, hold, and release. And breathe in through your nose and hold and release. And again, breathe in, hold, and release. And again, breathe in, hold, and release. Keep going a few more cycles on your own. Breathe in, really feel your belly expand and hold it, and release. And one more time on your own. If you've closed your eyes, come back with us. I hope that helped to calm you just a bit. Diaphragmatic breathing is so important, and it's something that you can practice as you're lying in bed, falling asleep. Just focus on your breath. If your mind starts to wander, just say the word breath and stay with it. Do several rounds as you relax yourself, and it should help with falling asleep as well. It can help you get into the present moment if you're awake and let's say you're in a room full of people and um, it's uncomfortable or you feel stressed or anxious. Doing some diaphragmatic breathing can really help bring you into the moment, help to calm you down. So I hope you find that useful. So, for those of you who have a candle, the next thing that we're going to do is a focus meditation to really clear your mind. So, the principle behind this is you light the candle, and then we're going to uh, have sort of a downward gaze on the candle if possible, be right in front of you. And keep the downward gaze. The downward gaze, like this, right, really will help you to relax. It's meant to help you relax. So if you can, have the candle a little bit lower than you are, like I do. It's on my desk right here, right? I've got this candle. I like using white candles when I'm clearing as well. I think that it can be helpful to think about the color. I am really into color. Those of you that may know me know I love aura and color and chakras. So I'm really sensitive to that. But whatever candle you have is absolutely fine. But I purposely chose a white one. Okay, so we're going to have a downward gaze on the candle. And what I want you to do is just follow my instructions. Okay, it's very simple focus meditation. So I'm going to light my candle. If it will light. All right, I've got it lit now. Okay, so again, I would focus on the breath to start and make sure that you're not holding your breath because this is a new task, a new meditation for most of you, probably, maybe not. But sometimes when we're doing new things, that's another time we hold our breath. So just be aware of it for a moment. Make sure the air is flowing down into your belly, into your diaphragm, and you're not holding your breath or chest breathing. We have a downward gaze on the flame. And what I want you to do is focus all of your attention onto the flame. Keep your focus on the flame and try to block out everything else in the room. Say the word flame to yourself gently if your mind starts to wander. Flame, flame. There's nothing else in the room except for you and the flame. In this reality, there's only the flame. Focus on the flame. Gently clear out other thoughts. Say the word flame repeatedly if you need to. If you're unable to clear out other thoughts, there is no judgment. Just do your best. You're perfect just as you are. You can do this. Gaze downward at the flame. When everything is fuzzy in the room except for the flame, I want you to close your eyes, and you should see the flame in your mind's eye. Any thoughts that come in, gently chase them away. Say the word flame, flame. Hold the flame in your mind's eye. There's only the flame. When it disappears, open your eyes and come back with us. Take a few moments if you're able to hold it there. When I start talking again in a moment or two, open your eyes if you haven't already. All right. So many people, when they do this meditation for the first time, can only hold the flame in their mind's eye for 15 seconds. They just can't hold it any longer. And like I said, there's no judgment at all. There's no particular time frame that you should be able to do it. There are no shoulds anyway, right? Chase away the shoulds. Um, and as time goes on, if you practice this meditation every night as part of your routine, to wind down and get ready for bed, you'll notice over time that you're able to hold the flame longer and longer. Those are periods where you're not thinking about anything. And it's so important to rest our mind. We live in a society where we are bombarded by media, we are bombarded by music and noise pollution, light pollution, so many things that keep our senses heightened. And what you're trying to do is clear your mind so that you don't have any of that influencing you. And if I'm not doing this meditation, I cannot think of a time when there is nothing going on that I'm thinking about or concerned about or wondering about, right? Especially as a really curious person in this world. You're always kind of thinking and thinking about what you can create, but it's really important to have those moments where you're not thinking about anything. And it's relaxing and it helps prepare you for further and deeper sleep and relaxation. So I hope you found that candle meditation helpful. And if you can't remember how to do it, you can certainly refer back to this video later and check it out so that you can remember. And then once you've done it a few times, it'll become second nature. Um, so I did put out a blog today talking about herbs for calming anxiety. If you go to edgecoachingandconsulting.com and under blogs, you'll see that I selected 6 different herbs that have really been helpful to many people that I've worked with over the years and to myself. And so I hope that you find that useful as well. Um, so I want to talk now just a little bit more about sleep hygiene because we're kind of in a relaxed and calm state now, I hope. And I hope that you've considered your sleeping environment. The one thing I will say is as you're preparing for sleep and to rest for the night, I've mentioned a few times that routine is really important. And so you have to develop and find your own routine with it so that your mind and body knows that you're getting ready to go to sleep. One thing that some people said to me recently is that they really want to eat something or drink water like close to bedtime. I'm like, why? Don't do that. Because then you're activating yourself more, right? So, as part of your routine, just kind of take a moment and look at that. Tonight, we're winding down. It's about 9:25. We're almost finished with this broadcast and you're in a relaxed state. It's not a time to drink a bunch of water or have some snacks because now you're already in the process of winding down to relax for bedtime. So, really consider that, think about it. And I also recommend that you start a journal. So, each night, um, whatever bedtime you've selected, the 2 hours prior, start to journal about what you're doing. And then in the morning, just make a note of how many hours you slept and how restful the sleep was. Whether you woke up in the middle of the night, whether you had a long time before you could fall asleep, how many hours you got, because this is your personal record that you can then look back on and see on the nights that you got a good night's sleep, what you actually did before bed in the couple of hours before bed. Because about 2 hours before you're gonna go to bed is the time to start winding down. And that might mean, that you eat something around that time, and then that's it for the night. You have a little water, that's it for the night. You start, uh, washing up, changing for bed, taking off your jewelry, whatever it happens to be. So every person is different, but and that's why I suggest the journaling because then you can really take a look at what's happening with you and what works and what doesn't and what impedes your sleep. You also want to consider caffeine intake For a lot of people, after about 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's a best idea not to have any more caffeine because that can really mess with your sleep schedule. Some people are more sensitive to it than others. Some people don't even realize that it's affecting them. But there's lots of herbal teas that don't have caffeine in them that are delicious and relaxing. And I would lean more towards those. You can even drink them on ice if you don't like hot drinks, because as we've talked about, the ice will stimulate your vagus nerve, which stimulates your rest and refresh nervous system. So if you don't like hot tea, no worries. Drink it on ice because it will help to relax you even more than the herb content that you have in there. Um, so those are some things surrounding sleep hygiene that can really help to wind down, relax, prepare for bedtime, and really get a good night's sleep. Then the next thing you want to look at is the room itself, right? So, is it organized? Are things put away? I know it can be difficult. Believe me, life happens. My room right now is a disaster, right? We all go through those periods, but I will put everything away and make it a little easier to kind of look around the room and not be worried about what I didn't put away, what clothes are hanging around, what needs to be hung up, whatever. So that's another element of sleep hygiene that you can really think about. What does your environment look like? Is it filled with half finished projects that you're going to be concerned about as you look around the room? Are there things that need to go in the trash? Is there laundry hanging around? Really think about what your environment looks like because you're taking that in and responding to it. What you see visually, what you feel, what you hear, all of those things affect how you respond to your world. So that definitely is another element of sleep hygiene that you want to take a look at. And we'll talk more about sleep hygiene each time as well. There's lots to it and lots of things to consider to help yourself to unwind and relax and reduce the stress because stress has such a negative effect on our health and wellness. And I want you all to be healthy and get a good night's sleep. Well, I'm really glad that you joined me tonight. Please take a moment and subscribe to the Ed Show TV. I'll be doing this 4 nights a week, and I will take any suggestions that you have. I always take a look at the comments after the broadcast. The broadcast will be on the channel so that you can refer back to it anytime. And please go on my website, edgecoachingandconsulting.com. I have lots of services you might be interested in, a blog where I'm pretty frequently blogging about spiritual and health and wellness topics. So I hope you have a good night and you sleep well. Love you all. Bye bye.